Hi everyone, it's Linda Brown, Independent Epicure Consultant, and I'm here to teach you how easy it is to make a big batch of quinoa in your microwave and use that quinoa for leftovers for future meals. So what we're going to do is take our prep bowl and fill it all the way to the top with our quinoa, and it's suggested to give your quinoa a rinse. So I'm just going to run it under the water and pop it right here into my multi-purpose steamer. Then we need 2 cups of water. And I have to be honest with you, quinoa on its own is just a little bit boring, so I like to add a couple of teaspoons of Epicure's chicken broth mix. What is awesome about our chicken broth is that it contains nutritional yeast, and nutritional yeast is high in B vitamins. Now be careful when you purchase nutritional yeast from the grocery store or the health food store, because not all nutritional yeast is created equal. So you really want to take a look at the nutrition facts to find out just how much B vitamins are in your nutritional yeast. So this chicken broth mix, for example, contains 80% of your recommended daily value of vitamin B12 in every 1.5 teaspoons. So this is very high in vitamin B12. So I'm just going to take my 4-in-1 spice spoon and sprinkle 2 teaspoons of the chicken broth mix over top of my quinoa. What's awesome about quinoa is that it's a superfood. Quinoa is high in fiber, protein, iron. It's great for people who have diabetes because it's low on the glycemic index, and usually it's gluten-free as well. Make sure you read your labels because not all quinoa is created equal, but there are lots of really awesome gluten-free and GMO-free brands in the grocery store and at your local health food store. So I'm just going to put my lid on top of my multi-purpose steamer, and we're going to go over to the microwave and put it in for 12 minutes. And once it's cooled, I will show you how I save my quinoa for future recipes. Our quinoa is done cooking, so I'm going to take it out of the microwave. I always keep a tea towel handy because that steamer is going to be really hot and the silicone is flexible and I don't want to burn the inside of my hand. So what I do is I just take my tea towel, wrap it over the lid, and grab it that way. And then I'll be putting it on the multi-purpose tray that comes with my steamer. This is great for multi-level cooking in the steamer, but I also use it as a trivet, so it's a very multi-purpose tool. And just like that, our quinoa is done. Now that our quinoa has cooled, I'm going to freeze it, and we're just going to freeze everything that we're not using for our meals today. So I have just a plain old plastic container, and I'll take a freezer bag. I've written quinoa and today's date on it. And I like to flip my bag so that the top is inside out, because then I don't get a mess on my zipper. I don't like getting food on the zipper of my freezer bag. Then I take the ladle and I just ladle my quinoa into the bag, and anything that spills will go into my container and not all over my counter. So I don't know about you, but quinoa can be pretty messy. And then I take my spatula and scrape the ladle and scrape out the multi-purpose steamer so that we don't lose any of those awesome grains. Then I flip that zipper back over, kind of squeeze the air out of it, fold it over to get more air out, And then I press my quinoa down nice and flat. Because if I freeze it flat, it's going to thaw a lot quicker when I take it out of the freezer. And then we just zip it up and it's ready to go in the freezer.